Hello, everybody. Before I get started, I just want to take a brief moment to say thank you so much to the organizers, to the staff, to the other participants, to the speakers, to the sponsors, and to all of you. Let's give a big round of applause to everybody. All right, so this is a small update on TinyGo. I am GopherBot Prime. My secret identity, though, is Dead Program, also known as Ron Evans. I'm the technologist for hire at the Hybrid Group, where we are all technologists for hire. Yes, very subtle. I'm here to talk about TinyGo. So it's a Go compiler for small places, as Donia told us a little earlier. And let's talk about some of the current stats. Run the numbers. So 11,600 plus stars on GitHub, 641 forks, over 100 contributors, 91 different microcontroller boards supported, and hello world binary size, Go 1.19 for the basic hello world without the FUMT package is 1.2 megabytes. TinyGo 0.26, which just was released earlier this week, 70K. Nice. All right, so let's do a couple of quick highlights about TinyGo 0.26 release. Built-in serial port monitoring. So all that work that Donia did to be able to review what was coming from her board, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just run TinyGo monitor. Forgot to tell you that, Donia, sorry. Lots of WASM WASI improvements. WebAssembly really is an important new technology, and we have a very active and amazing contributor community that's working. And at long last, the TinyGo Bluetooth package has Bluetooth support for Windows. I know no one here even uses Windows, but people in the real world do. So TinyGo in that world out there. So very recently, the French magazine Hackable did a cover story about TinyGo. I found out about this from Cyril Javet. So this is pretty cool. I'm going to have to dust off some of my bad French and find out what they're actually saying. So the TinyGo Pico keypad that was created by Hex Cafe Dude. I don't know who that is, but they must like cafe. So this is a cool keyboard keypad, and it's actually taking advantage of some of the new capabilities we added to TinyGo recently, letting you use it as a USB keyboard or a USB MIDI controller. So just think of the possibilities. So Philippe Charrier, who is a longtime fan and doing a lot of interesting things with TinyGo, has been creating some interesting demos with TinyGo, Wasm, a WASI server that he created recently called Capsule, and the NATS messaging server. So been doing a lot of really interesting demos, and this is one that is calling actually from Node.js to the Capsule WASI server to then call a TinyGo compiled WebAssembly module via NATS protocol. I'm gonna have to take a look at that code myself. So apparently TinyGo has caught the interest of some megacorps. We noticed this thanks to Matt Butcher, who is actually the CEO of a cool startup company called Fermion. So when a big person that said megacorp mentioned that they were getting very interested and would like some help, Matt said, hooray, because we also use it. So it's catching on, I think. There's something there, maybe. So actually, Matt did a really cool talk earlier this year at the Cloud Native Community Foundation's WASM Day, and they were showing their Spin WASI server, and the average the average response time was only 150 microseconds. So forget Lambdas, WebAssembly is the next thing. So actually, speaking of fast, Fastly released their compute SDK for Go, which of course only works with TinyGo. I mean, the regular Go is just a little too big. And when I was at the Embedded World Conference, I went to the IoT Stars Day, and lo and behold, who was there but the legendary Ray Ozzie, former CTO of Microsoft, who gave a really nice shout out to TinyGo during a panel discussion. So thanks, Ray. And we saw earlier about the WA0 Pure Go WebAssembly runtime. One of the things that wasn't mentioned maybe in that talk is obviously the best way to use it is by compiling your WebAssembly using TinyGo because it's so much smaller. So Takasago, who is one of our longtime, very prolific contributors from Japan, is publishing the first TinyGo book in Japanese. So that's coming out later this year. There's actually a few other books about TinyGo. There is a WebAssembly book using TinyGo with microcontrollers, which came out unpacked, I think last year. There's a couple of other books, but this is the first one in Japanese, so I'm really excited about that. And you may have seen the GopherBot Prime helmet that was created by my colleague Daniel Esteban Conejo. So this is him actually putting together the helmets at the GopherCon EU, and it was kind of popular with all the cool kids. So you saw the Go badges on a few different people. This is a really cool project to bring programmable smart badges to the Go community. So hello, Gophers. We wanted badges for everyone. We'll work on the sponsors for that for next year. We used them at the Go hardware hack session, and here was our youngest and one of our most active contributors at that. Thank you so very much. So we actually had 3 people giving talks about TinyGo here at GopherCon, and I wasn't one of them. I know I'm here now, but this isn't really a talk. This is something else. I don't know what. So yeah, we got to see Takashi's really cool conversation about WASM 0 and or WA 0. So very cool. You can use TinyGo with that. We saw Aerospace Go from Patricio, where yes, obviously he was getting to play with his badge and go in space. TinyGo in space. That's the next frontier. And we saw Donia's really awesome talk earlier today about getting the upper hand. And this is probably the cutest thing I've seen done with TinyGo to this date. So check us out. We're on Twitter at TinyGolang. You can find all our stuff at tinygo.org. And I thank you very much.